A lot of southern states are is dealing with some major flooding. My state is getting some storms. Hopefully, though, there will be no flooding.
Relentless rain is pounding the South with 33 million people under flood alerts today. In fact, officials in Texas issued a disaster declaration following dangerous and life-threatening flash floods.
And in Louisiana, torrential downpours are turning roads into rivers. Forecasters say a month's worth of rain fell in just 3 days in those states. And the southern soaker not over yet. More rain is in the forecast today from Texas all the way to Tennessee. NBC News correspondent Guad Venegas joins us now from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Well, a month's worth of rain, though, in like a day, that is extreme.
Guad, that city and other parts of the state are now under a flood watch. What are you seeing out there in Louisiana today?
Vicki, as you mentioned, a lot of these areas got more than twice the average rainfall for the month of January. And you can see this is a park here in Baton Rouge where the ground is just saturated with water. So we got some rain that came through not too long ago. And as soon as it starts raining, you can see the water come up because it's just saturated. So we've seen the images.
Yeah, Louisiana is already like a pretty wet state, so like any extra rain, especially like more than normal, is going to cause a ton of flooding.
In eastern Texas from yesterday, with a lot of people getting stuck, people having to get rescued. Also, their pets were rescued, and also a lot of people stuck in their vehicles in the roadways from Texas into Louisiana and all of these areas. Of course, it's very dangerous when these roads will flood. At some point, even police officers that were trying to help had their vehicles get stuck in that water. So we are under this flood watch for the rest of the day as this storm makes its way through.
And Guad, I mean, Texas issued a disaster declaration. What have we seen out there just over the past 48 hours?
Morgan, so most of the impressive images that we've seen have been coming out of Texas. At one point, just north of Houston, there was a driver that was driving on a road that he didn't think was as bad as it really was. And at some point, he drove off that road, went into a ditch, and they had to come in and hoist him out of his vehicle. Also, north of Houston and Montgomery is the area where the firefighters.
You know, I bet flooding in Texas is a lot more dangerous due to the fact that the soil isn't really able to soak up as much water as it could. So that means just like a lot of that water just, just floods everywhere, has to go somewhere.
Had to come and rescue, I think it was like 17 individuals who were stuck in their homes. So a lot of that flooding that we've seen has happened in the Texas area. That's the storm that was making its way east. It's making its way northeast. So now it's making its way through our region. So this watch is in effect here in this part of Louisiana, also in New Orleans, and all the areas north of New Orleans. These are flat areas that are vulnerable to the flooding. And this is where a lot of the attention is going to be, a lot of authorities are going to be paying a lot of attention to these areas because they did flood yesterday. So if this storm comes in today,